company, always on the run. A destiny, oh, it's the rising sun. I was born, a shotgun in my hands. Behind the gun, I'll make my final stand. Yeah, and that's why they call me bad company. I can't deny bad company. Today I die, until the day I die, until the day I die. Rebel souls, deserters we've been called, chose a gun and threw away the sun. Now these towns, well, they all know our name. The death punch sound is our claim to fame. And that's why they call me bad company. I can't deny bad company. Till the day I die, until the day I die. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, blood for blood. We've all gotta die. We've all gotta die. And that's why they call me bad company. I won't deny bad company. Till the day I die, until 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 the day I
What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Friday night live stream. I am, of course, Stevie, the military biker. Welcome everybody along to the channel. It's Friday. The sun is outside my house and it's 27 degrees. But I thought I'd share my Friday afternoon, evening with you guys instead of sitting outside drinking Corona. I thought I'd come and drink Corona with you guys. So we've got a lot to talk about in the show. If you see my latest video, then that's what we're gonna have a little chat about. I'm sure we've ruffled a few feathers with this video, and that was the point, really, to get to ruffle a few feathers and to get people who don't normally comment on my videos, and that's exactly what's happened. So we'll get to that, and I'm sure people have got their opinions on it. I've got mine, and people who have been commenting have definitely got theirs. And if you've seen, I've put it on Facebook as well, and there's an absolute lunatic that was giving me shit on Facebook. So yeah, and obviously I give him shit back. So you know me by now, I don't take shit lightly, and I certainly don't give it back lightly. So anyway, right, first things first, I will drop the link into the side chat quickly and say hello to everybody who is taking time out of the day to come and watch this lunatic talk to you guys about bike stuff. So starting from the top and working our way down. I'll put the link in actually right now. So if you want to come in and chat and talk to me, then you can do. And then I'll cover everybody off that is in the side. There we go. So it's in there now. All right. So starting from the top and working our way down. So we got the beard. Evening, buddy. Big Bert. What's happening, mate? It's 6:30 in the morning over there. So what we're at now? Nearly 20 to 5 to 7 in the morning. Jesus, mate. Thanks for watching, pal. I know it's early over there. Jim Diesel. Guten Tag, my own friend. Good evening. Rev Bomb. How you doing, pal? Nice to see you. Zed Head. What's happening, man? Toby Northern. What's up, bud? The Process. How you going, pal? Midlife for the bike, how you going? Sinister Clutch, Randy, what's happening, buddy? New Biker, how you doing? Hell's on Two Wheels, what's up? The Punkster, good evening, bud. Basic Bikers, all right, lads, whichever one it is. If it's all here, they're great. Who else we got? Have I missed anybody? Burning Gas, hauling ass. G, what's happening over in Dubai? Obviously, I take it you're away again, clearly. And I believe that is, and Larry has just popped in. How you doing, mate? Afternoon. So I'll put the link in, guys. If you want to come and chat shit, as it were, then let's start talking. If you've got something to say about this, the new Harley Icon range, and specifically the revival, the Electric Glide revival, then come on in, talk to us. Let's have a chat about it. But we'll get the first guest on the show today. In fact, we won't, because Mr. Trump is going to help me first. So, as I said, I'm going to drink Corona with you guys. So we got Corona, we got Donald Trump, the bottle opener, because he's a legend, and he won't eat the Corona bottle today for some reason. Why are you not opening that, Donald? What's going on? Backwards, that's why. Jesus. Anyway, cheers to one and all. Hope you've had a great week. Right, let's get the first guest on. It is the one and only, the madman from the UK, down all the way down in Essex, bruv. It is Mr. Jim Diesel.
Hello, how are you? You alright, mate?
Alright, mate. He's brought his own clap and everything, I like it.
I know, brought my own clap. I had a bang on the head. You might have seen it on Instagram.
I've seen it, mate.
I got a concussion on that side, and it's affected my voice. I don't know what's quite going on. So
No.
I sound like a little bit of like these girls that are complaining about that shitty Harley that you did a video on. So, yeah, that's
What
it's
the
like.
fuck? Exactly, being that fucking Bert says what the fuck? Exactly what I thought.
Absolute madness, mate.
Exactly, mate. It's mad. And New Biker says, where in Essex are you? He's obviously round the corner from you, mate.
I'm not talking to New Biker. He didn't mention me in his video. He didn't watch me when he was on lockdown. So I'm staying in Basildon at the minute, but I kind of, the sister lives in Harlow. I know that's close to New Biker. Yeah.
Is this a Haribo advert? No, I hope not. Fucking hell.
I'll come in now.
Oh, mate, come on. Let's hear your proper voice now. Jesus Christ.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'll get you a proper voice on. Hold on.
Go on then. Get your big boy voice on. Anyway, while Jim's doing that, we'll get the next guy in on the channel. Mr. Hopefully he's recovered because he got flattened by a car. Not literally, obviously, but he got taken out by some dumbass in the UK. But we'll get him on the show anyway. Hopefully he's recovered. Like I said, Mr. Rev Bomb, what's happening?
Hey guys, how you doing? Pull the screen out of it. There we go.
There we go. We can see you now. There we go, mate. Jesus.
Yeah. All
Well,
good.
how's it going,
all
mate?
good. A bit of a bad back, but yeah, I'm uphill and back out riding, so all good.
Good, mate. Good. Well, thanks for coming on as always. We did have somebody else in there, but they've jogged on. I don't know who it was. Jesus. Well, anyway, welcome to the show, guys. Jim, hopefully you've squared your voice away, lad, and you can speak like a big boy.
Now, isn't it?
There we go. That's better, mate. I can understand what you're saying now. I need to turn you up slightly. 2 minutes. Can't hear the bloody word you're saying. Anyway, so there is. I'll mention you next time, Jim Diesel. That's what New Biker's saying. Oh, Jesus.
Better do.
So yeah, what's up, everybody? In this, have I missed anybody in the side chat? I do apologise. I think Swami's there. He's just popped in, I believe. Yeah, there he is. 2 wheels down. How you doing, buddy? The link's inside, guys. You want to come and chat to us? So I know. Obviously, me and Diesel's Hog Vlog did a joint sort of video on the new Harley Davidson Icon collection, but specifically the new Electra Glide Revival. So if you've seen it, then I'm sure you'll understand, my side of it, as it were. But the reason I did it, or the reason we did it, is to get a response, and it's exactly what we did, and it's exactly what we got. So, guys, if you've seen it, what do you reckon?
Not a big fan, actually. Not a big
Yeah.
fan.
Nah, it's you showed the picture of the original one, didn't it? And the seat
Yeah.
was horrific on the original one, didn't it? It looks small, and it's made for all these people that got too much money, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah, I believe it is.
1,500. They're obviously not seriously about targeting their main Harley people that buy Harleys, because if you was going to target the people that buy Harleys, you'd make something that they can afford to start off with.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it is that. I mean, yeah, exactly. Beard, damn, they didn't like your video, and that was the point, mate. But Smitty, what's happening, mate? I just seen you pop in. Oh, look, who's here? Just before we go any further, we'll get this mad lunatic on all the way from Paisley in Scotland.
Hey, the one, the only.
Good
What's
evening.
happening,
Good
pal?
evening. Not a lot. Just about to enjoy a bank holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're a bank holiday in the UK?
I've got Monday off, and I'm celebrating with a bottle of Volvic.
Oh, nice. Nice.
There are other waters available, but I'm drinking Volvic.
Are you not drinking
I've got
the Buckfast water?
The Canadian stuff I've got.
I'll check you out.
A&W root beer.
Wow. Oh, there we go. So because we're talking about the old Harley thing, I think Bait wants to put his side across, so we'll get Bait from Baggers and Brews on the go, because I'm sure he's got something to say.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bait!
What's up? What's going on?
What's happening, man?
Hey, man.
You hear me all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you perfectly, mate. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to
nice.
you. Cheers to you all. So, as we were saying, obviously, go on. You think it's causing a bit of a fluffy nest, as it were. So, well, I know your thoughts on it, mate, but just for those that haven't seen the comments, do you want to tell us about yours?
Who you talking to?
You.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I don't have a ton of thoughts on it. I just think I know what they're trying to do. I mean, they're trying to give you the old school retro look with the today's technology and performance. You know, because you guys were talking about how I think Diesel Hog Vlog was talking about how he didn't like that they're going to bring it back. You know, bring it back with the old engine and all that stuff, but.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how realistic that is. You know, I mean, there's a reason we've progressed past that. You know, most people don't want to ride on that old stuff. So I guess they're trying to give you the comfort, you know, and the modern technology with the old retro look. Some people like that. I don't know how well it's going to do. I mean,
I think they'll sell 1,500 bikes.
yeah. So they're doing 1,500, right? That's all they made.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, they'll sell them. They'll sell them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the lads made a point that if they sell all 1,500 bikes at 30k plus, £4.5 million profit for Harley Davidson, or $1 million profit for Harley Davidson. So
they can use it.
And I think my point was put your £4.5 million profit into building or designing a new bike, not the same bike over and over again, a new bike. That was my thoughts on it. That was my whole rationale behind it. And you got the electric rides and all that sort of stuff. But like a new tourer, a new bagger, come up with something new for once instead of just repeating the same old tune every year.
They can't
because of
sorry, Jim.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, because of the emissions laws. That's why they couldn't bring that old engine back anyway. So they've got rid of the Sportsters, haven't they? Because they can't beat leading European emission. There's ridiculous laws, isn't it? Unless you live in China, you can do whatever you want. But you can't, can you? So that's the issue that's going on at the minute with Harley. I mean, it's kind of like strangling them a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, new biker. Revenue, mate, not profit. I do apologise. Yeah, revenue.
Do you reckon that? I mean, like I totally agree that they probably should come out with a totally new bike, but could they afford to get it wrong?
Well, this is the thing, they've been at it for how many years, and Bert shaking his head. No, they can't. They can't afford to get it wrong. So, but have a bit of faith in your engineers, and don't flog a dead horse. Come up with something new, like they did with the Pan America. Bring something new out, something new and exciting. That was my point. Instead of bringing out the new 2021 fucking whatever, the difference between a 21 and a 20 and a 19 and 18 is a paint job. That type of shit is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Seems like whatever new they come out with, though, and I haven't loved the new stuff they've come out with, but it seems like whatever they do, it gets so much hate.
Yeah.
If they do this, they should have did this, and then if they do that, they should have did this. It's everybody just wants to second guess and not like it. I mean, I'm hoping I'm going on a demo ride tomorrow with George at the local dealer. I'm hoping to ride the Pan America tomorrow, so see how that is.
Yeah, well,
didn't they, when they brought out the V-Rod? The V-Rod come out, didn't they? And they got loads of hate for that. So
yep.
Jim, can you turn yourself up a bit, mate? You're really, really low, pal.
I'm really low.
Really low. While you're doing that, I'll bring this guy in. Swami, what's happening?
How you doing?
Good, mate.
Hey,
You?
Swami.
How you doing, man?
I didn't know you guys were going live today. I would have went and picked up some beer. I'm sipping on ginger ale. That's all I got.
Well, I'm sure you've got enough fucking whiskey in the house to sink a battle with.
It's too early for the hard sauce right now. I can't do that.
Never too early, man. It's 5 o'clock.
Never too early.
If you guys go long, what I'll do is I'll cut out in like a couple of minutes, go buy some beer, and come back on after.
Well, it's Friday night. It's a Scouts live stream. It goes on. So
all right, yeah. So that's what I'll do.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, exactly.
I had told everybody in the chat. Well, Zed was in the chat, the Beard's in the chat, and I think Rev was there. My bike last night got clipped by a garbage truck. So, but luckily, no damage. But just the front brake lever, and luckily, all these guys are very well versed in mechanical shit, and they're all helping me out in the chat. So, I'm gonna go do the master cylinder and try and bleed it out and see. It seems fine. It's just. It looks good, but when I pull it in, there's so much resistance, and I'm like, it feels like if air got caught in your brake line. That's what it feels like. I don't know.
I think Paul. We're going back to the revival stuff or HD in general. I think Paul's just made a good point there. He says they need to take the Pan America engine and start putting it into all the bikes. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Well, they were supposed to do it with the the naked bike they were making. I forget the name of it. The one that they canceled out.
The Bronx. The
Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah, they were supposed to put that engine in the Bronx, and I think I heard that they were talking about maybe putting that engine in the Sportster or something like that. That's what I heard some rumors about, becoming the replacement for the Sportster so that they can become compliant with regulations in Europe.
Yeah, they've shit kind of sporty in England, don't they? So
yeah. So I heard some rumors about that. But what I thought you said it best in your video that I watched, Scrusy, when you were talking about, like, everyone's saying, there's two camps. There's like the new kids that just don't want to buy a Harley because they're too expensive. And then you got the old guys that don't want Harley to really do anything new because they really like what Harley did in the past. So Harley can't really win because if they try to make someone happy, they're not going to make the other camp happy. But the problem with Harley trying to make the young guys happy, the young guys don't really care about what Harley's coming out with. I think you said it best. The young guys care that, listen, I can get an Indian, or I can get a Triumph, or I can get a Japanese motorcycle. or I can get an Italian bike even for way less than what you're charging for your bikes, man. And they're all really high quality bikes now. Most of these bikes coming out now, you don't even have to have a break-in period anymore. Their engines are all complete and ready to go immediately. So
that was the point behind the video, and some people have took it a little bit too to heart, as it were. But I think that I didn't want to put the thumbnail as here's the new 2021 Harley revival, whatever. I wanted to grasp, so people think, well, hang on, what's this video about? That's the whole point of a thumbnail, people. That's to drag people into video, and that's what it's done. And I'm glad it's done that. But I think people have missed the point that I was making was, Brad said about the 74 cubic inch engine. Yeah, I get that. Absolutely. You can't go back to that. Absolutely. But my point was just stop bringing the same bikes over and over again and saying the new 2021 fucking so-and-so, when actually it's just a different paint job.
Yeah.
So
it's just the new generation just doesn't have the finances to afford to do, $1,000 payments monthly for a $50,000 bike. It's just not going to happen.
It's not even the new generation, mate. It's everybody nowadays.
Yeah.
Unless you're a fucking millionaire or you've got a really good job worth over $100,000 a year, then you're going to struggle to, get it on tick, as we call it in the UK. If you're going to get a bike on tick, you're paying probably £300-500 a month to have a £30,000 bike. It's just, it's not.
And then you've got to justify that scale, haven't you, with the long-haired general back indoors to say,
Exactly.
I'm going to spend that amount of money, but I'm only going to use it for maybe 6 months of the year if you live in the UK or in in North America where the weather's crap.
Exactly.
That ain't going to wash, is it?
They're beautiful.
Not unless you do a chopper fet and you get your missus a bike as well. And then
they're beautiful bikes. No one will ever say that Harley doesn't make beautiful fucking bikes. And yes, they run well. People got to stop saying that they don't run. They run well now. All bikes run well, other than maybe some Ducatis, but all bikes run fucking well, man. It's just they're built like tanks.
I love Harley Davidson, and I'm becoming a diehard Harley Davidson guy, right? And the next bike is going to be a Harley Davidson bagger, but I think I think there is other options out there now, and like I said in the video, the Japanese bikes and the rest of the bikes that manufacturers are catching up with Harley now in popularity because of the price. And like you said, Swam, you can get a bloody bike for half the price with the same stuff on it. Just doesn't
it just doesn't have a badge of Harley on it. They're all the same quality now, and they're all now made in the same area. So you can't even tell. You can't ever use that excuse now. Well, made in America. No, they're not made in America. They're made in Thailand now. So.
Well, but the only thing that Harley Davidson will always have above every other one of these companies is the culture, is the brand, is the being able to go from one town to the next and there's a Harley Davidson shop there. You drive an hour down the road, there's another one, so on and so forth.
I wouldn't say that. I would say there's different cultures because you could talk to Honda people. Honda's been around for quite some time too now. And they have their culture, but it's a different kind of culture. It's not the same culture as Harley. And you got Triumph from where you're from in England. That's got an amazing history and culture behind Triumph. Yeah. So,
but those makes of bikes, though, they make the whole spectrum of bikes, don't we? So, so Honda, Triumph, they make sports bikes as well. And it's a bit like in Europe here, Harley is looked at as a bit of an old man's bike, to be honest. Unless you get that certain age group. Everybody is brought up on sports bikes or adventure bikes nowadays. So that seems to be just eating a massive chunk out of their what they make at the minute, because everybody went beforehand. You only had the choice of going from sports bike to Harley, like cruisers or whatever, and then all the adventure bikes come out, and everybody started buying those rather than going down the cruiser route. So I don't know. Maybe they need to make some,
I think the naked market into that naked market, and I was actually having a think about the naked market and how it came about. And from my perspective, the naked market started when people crashed their bikes and couldn't afford to put fairings back on them.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and that's how street bikes. That's how the naked market came about. It became a popular sort of trend because, I mean, who could afford a new set of plastics from Japan?
Yeah.
So, obviously now you get the Chinese aftermarket stuff, but it was a whole genre of bike get developed just through people crashing sports bikes.
Yeah.
I will say, man, you know, for me, a Harley, you know, being in the UK and seeing a Harley Davidson in the UK is like, ooh, fuck me, look, there's a Harley Davidson. Wow, that's what it's like. That's what it's been like for years and years and years, you know. And I think that for me, there's like this aura around it, and you know, that's why I always wanted one, and I'm glad I got one. And I think the ultimate one I want will be my next one. But I think, I don't know, man, you just need to not revamp things, but just come out with something a bit more.
Well, they have it's not the Street Bob, it's this year's model there. I forget the name of it. It's the Street Bob, the new one.
It is, it's a Street Bob,
yeah.
Like the orange on the tank and that.
Yeah, the Street Bob, which is a really good price. They need to have more like that. Even in Canada, it's $17,000 full in.
And so look how many of those they fucking sold, thousands of them. Why? Because the price right.
Yep. And they're good bikes. They got, you know, you already got the ape hangers on there. You already got a good engine in it. They've already put the ABS in there too as well. So you got like everything already in it, and it's a good price. It's very competitive with all other bikes in the same range, and that's what Harley needs to keep doing. They need to make sure that they're competitive with the bikes in the same range, not above them, because you can no longer say you are the king of all kings and everyone's just going to buy you for your name. You now have to realize we have to actually compete for the next couple of years. Yeah. And if Harley realizes that and does that, they'll be back on top again.
But Swami, do you not think as well that the younger generation aren't brand loyal?
I'm not brand loyal at all. I could give a fuck about brand. Like you heard me, and I'm old. I'm 43, but I've never been brand loyal about anything in my life because they've never been loyal to me. So why am I going to be loyal to them? If you make a good product, I'm going to buy it. But if I find a product that's similar, people when I used to drink whiskey used to say the same thing. Like they're like, "Well, what's your favorite whiskey?" I'm like, "Whatever I can get at the lowest price that gets me drunk. It's the fastest. It makes me happy."
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's why I drink Canadian fucking beer, because it's all I can get, because it's shite.
Very, very quickly, guys. Obviously, going back to your thing about stripping the frames out and obviously crashing bikes back in the 80s and the 90s and just leaving them bare. In England, they call them the Street Fighter. If you haven't noticed that Ducati cottoned onto this very, very quickly and banged out a bike. They banged out the faired version, and then they banged out a naked version that just looks literally like it's got bits of plastic bobbed onto it. Ducati actually called it the Street Fighter.
Yeah, they coined it. That's right.
Yeah, and it retails at 25k, and they are selling them by the bucket load at the moment. We had one in about 2 weeks ago, and to actually hear it and see it, it was like, Jesus Christ! I went, "What's that?" He went, "Oh, it's a Ducati Street Fighter." And I went, "Oh, have you ripped the fairings off?" No, it actually comes like that, and they're 25k brand new. I was like, nice.
Do you know what? Paul's made another good point there. You know, you can read that yourselves, but I think if what I'd like to know, right, how much it actually fucking costs to make a Road Glide, for instance, right? Basic price. How much does it cost to make a Road Glide? And I'd like to see how much profit Harley are actually making, or revenue, whatever, on a bike that they've made for, like, let's say $10,000, and then they're marking it up for $30,000. You know, I'd love to do that side of life. I'd love to, figure that out.
For someone like me, looking from the outside in, because I know nothing about, I only know the bare minimum about Harleys, but to me, it's just like, well, they're old engines and they haven't really evolved, so it shouldn't. Obviously, everything goes up with inflation, but they're not putting state of the art, are they? They're not like Ducati and everybody where they're bringing out state of the art stuff all the time on electronic rider aids and all the rest of it, and using carbon materials and all this stuff, isn't they? I don't know. Am I wrong? I don't know.
But what do you think, bud?
Well, I wouldn't say they're outdated. I mean, the M8 just came out a couple of years ago. I mean, that's their new motor. They obviously think it's a good motor. I don't have one, so I can't really tell you. But I mean, they're not still rolling with the Evolution motor from my 1998 Heritage. I mean, they're moving in the same direction. I guess people, I don't know, people maybe just don't like it as much as some of the other ones.
I think you hit the nail on the head before, mate. I think either way, whichever way they go, someone's going to slag them off.
They're going to,
I mean, that's the beast. Everybody, people aren't happy unless they got something to complain about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just human nature, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
you can't please all the people all the time. That's just that. That's just the way it is.
The thing is, they've got such a broad range, though. I think the drama, isn't it? They're trying to chase some people that are not actually buying their bikes. It's like with the whole woke brigade at the minute, isn't it? So they're chasing. But we know they obviously got people our age and that are buying the bikes. I've seen them who've gone from sports bike to Harleys now. But it's getting those people in at the bottom level.
Yeah,
that's where they're going to start losing out because.
But I agree. But they got
Harley. They're not going to, are they?
But I gotta say, I think that they're going about it all wrong because I think that they're trying to get young people to buy the Road Glide and buy the CVO instead of trying to get young people to buy the Road Glide and CVO that they don't want. They don't want the Road Glide and the CVO, and Harley is really trying to push that market to that. Yeah. They have to be more in line, like with the Street Bob, and try to make more products like that are attractive to young people. Because, no offense, I'm not young. I'm 43. I know a lot of you guys like the Street Glides and the baggers. I don't like baggers. There's a huge segment of the population that's not a fan of baggers as bikes because we're just not into them, and it's not to be insulting. I know they're comfortable and fun bikes. I'll get one when I'm old and I need one. But for right now, I want a bike to have fun with. I don't need a bike to, go to Mexico and back and shit, just being honest. Like, I just want something that.
Why can't we just say that then to people? It's a different style of riding. It ain't about age.
Yeah,
it's not about age. But here's the thing that makes me laugh all the time. Everybody keeps talking about getting the young riders. Harley needs to get. Is it even possible? What do the young riders want? They want speed. They want wheelies. They want thrills. They're on crotch rockets. They're on that kind of stuff. I mean,
they like the Triumph.
They graduate. They get older. Their riding style changes. They have family. They can't be doing 120 anymore, but they still want to ride. They graduate to Harley. I don't think Harley's ever going to dominate the 20-year-olds range of riders. No. Those guys graduate to Harley later on when they kind of slow down in life and have more money.
It took me till 38 years old to get my first Harley Davidson. So,
from living in the city, from what I've seen, what the younger drivers are, what the younger riders are all riding, and it seems to be like a massive proportion of them. It seems to be Triumph Bonnevilles that they love. I'm not seeing so many crotch rockets anymore. I'm seeing Bonnevilles like crazy, and Royal Enfields are now coming out big time. Same thing with what's the other Italian company? Not Ducati. The other guys there with the sideways engine. I always forget the name of them. But those are coming out. Pardon?
Moto
Guzzi. Yeah, Moto Guzzi.
Moto Guzzi. Nah.
18 people said Moto Guzzi at the same time.
Sounded like the engine.
So you're saying the young people now want to be hipsters?
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah.
Down here, the crotch rockets. I mean, if you're around the city, the crotch rockets are huge down here. I mean, I guess it's a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Just before we move on to the next, not move on, but just before we carry on, lads, just let me get Gareth in, who's coming to us from Dubai. I'm sure obviously he's a fucking mad Harley Davidson freak like me, and on Bert, and he works on his engines all the time and stuff. So let's see what he's got to say about it. What up?
Hey up, Gav.
Oh, Gav.
How we doing, guys?
What's going on?
Just got into Dubai, so I'm not going to stay on this too long. I'm a bit tired from the jet flying, so. I just wanted to obviously add some input into all those things with the bikes and stuff. I had this conversation with Bikes, Beards and Brews earlier, and we were talking about the Indian and the Harley Davidson comparison. Now, I was at a thing yesterday at Indian. You probably seen the Instagram post, and I sat on the bike. And one of the first comments I made to myself was, it's not my Harley.
Oh.
You get me? You understand? So does that make any sense? So what I'm saying is that most people with Harleys can complain and moan, and they want to complain about the parts, the technology that comes with the bike and everything. But when you then go and sit on something else, the first thing that a Harley fan will say is, it's not my Harley. Does that make sense?
I suppose it does, but it depends on, I suppose it depends on the person, doesn't it?
That's right. And one of the things that, that I've gained from working on these bikes for a couple of years now is they have a recipe that works, that everybody can work on them. You go to there's a lot of guys out there who can work on a V-twin, proper mechanics. I've got to turn this
Yeah.
around to get a better view, you know. Can like, you know, are proper mechanics that will go and work on these bikes. But you take some of these newer bikes now that have got different ECU setups, they've got the EU emission stuff. You've got all this going on. Not anybody can just turn their hands to these bikes. The days of the old mechanic are gone.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I looked at that new Indian and went, mind blown. ECUs, just the wiring's everywhere. You know what I mean? The wiring looms crazy.
Yeah.
So I just want to say it's like, I think the old technology with a few upgrades is the way to go because it keeps things simple for everybody to maintain a bike and keep running on the road. That's just my thoughts.
Do Harley Davidson or, you know, most bike companies want you to start fucking about, or do they want you to take it to the garage or to the dealership so they can fuck about with it? That's the problem, innit?
Yeah, that's right. You look at like the old Chevy SSEs and stuff like that, you lift the bonnet and you can go, I know how to work on that, right? And you look at a car now and all you see is a black box. You go, I ain't working on that. Yeah. You know, it's the same with motorbikes. You can't do it. So, but yeah, that's my advice. I just think that Harley Davidson has a recipe, and I think you need to stick to it. Indian Davidson rocks.
Well, thanks, mate. Thanks for giving us your thoughts on it. Obviously, you work on your bike a fucking hell of a lot, you know. So, appreciate that, Paul. Let me just bring Toby in. Toby Nolan, what's happening?
Here he comes.
Come on, everybody.
How you doing, Paul? I'll let you crack on chatting while I go and grab another Corona. So,
I'm with you. I'll meet you in the kitchen.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna come back in like 10 minutes. I just want to go buy my beer. I'll be right back. Later, guys.
So, right, we're quickly having. Is it all right if I jump in and about? I was listening to stuff going on, so I'm going to carry on talking about it. The whole age thing with the street lines and the bagger situation. I've had a bagger since I was 35. You know. Right, I've had my street glide since I was 35 years old. I've had it now going on 6 years, and it is probably the best Harley that I've owned. Right, it's got comfort, it's got storage capacity, it's got a radio on it, it's got cruise control on it, it's now got 150 horsepower. It's just
4 wheels.
Yeah. Right. It's got everything that comes with having that bagger, and I don't see that as an age thing. That's an individual thing.
I don't think it's an age thing either, mate. I think you see a lot of people call it a geezer glide, don't you? You know, it's only for old fuckers and stuff like that. But I suppose again, it depends on the person. And it depends on the type of riding that you want to do. I mean, I got the Sportster because I liked it, and you know, it was what it was. But now I've had it, and now I've gone on all these road trips to fucking thousands of Ks. I want a bagger to put my shit in and to be comfortable. Right. You know, so it's not about being an old fucking bloke. It's about comfort. It's about your riding style. It's about
the absolute practicality of it.
Exactly.
It's funny you say that because I was watching Roll Tide 530 shared something on Instagram today, and it was a comment that somebody had made on a video of his from 2 years ago going to Sturgis, and the comment was something along the lines of, "Y'all net all that Bluetooth garbage and crap on your bikes. How can you enjoy the ride?" And so this to me kind of touches on that because I get, every year, this was another piece, every year, whenever new bikes come out, people are going to crack on them, people are going to like them, you're going to have all that stuff, but that's part of the culture. What gets me is regardless of whether somebody wants to buy one or not, you still have those people out there, whether they're old bikers or new bikers or whatever, that are still judgmental asses and asshats towards some other person's just, hey, and he responded great. He's like, "Hey man, I ride my shit, you ride yours. Do it your way, I do it my way. We're all on 2 wheels and just try to be safe, But and Ozarks made a good comment on your video earlier, Steve-O, is that I agree with him on, I think Harley needs to get past these filament incandescent bulb shit and start going with LEDs. But aside from that, I don't know enough about the old, iconic stuff other than what I've just seen at Sturgis or seen somewhere. I couldn't point out and tell you what an FXXDYZ, this, that, or the other is versus a Road Glide versus a Road King. I can tell you I can tell you the names and models like that, but I couldn't tell you what an FXR is versus. Although I've gone through 3 to 4 different numerous walkthroughs of dealerships, and they're saying the whole FX this, FRR, all that, and I'm like, oh, okay, Road King, okay, a Sportster,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. What the fuck does all that mean?
Yeah, I get it, but I don't. That's what I was saying earlier. Is the service department is where they make their money, and I think DeBeard or somebody else added on motor clothes. Those are their money tickets. I mean, aside from that, go ahead.
Yeah, you've got to remember that when you buy in a Harley Davidson, you're not buying a motorcycle.
Right. You're buying a brand. You're buying the community. You're buying a culture. And then he brought up another good point as well, is the other part. And I've had this argument with people, not just about the icon collection, but rather just in general, that people kind of sometimes overlook the thought that in order for a company to do that, make a different, go back to the 76-inch engine or whatever it is, that means you've got to have the machine added in. It's got to be retooled or buy a new one. I mean, all these things that go into the fabrication and all that junk that I can't even touch with the right verbiage and terminology. But they got to make those machines to build those engines and in that. Yeah. And so they've got to look at that and say, okay, is this worth us doing that versus just finding the group that'll enjoy a 114 in an older style, retro looking bike?
Yeah. And that was the point of the video, mate, was to get a conversation going. I had one dude on fucking Facebook.
You're a stinking instigator, and you know it.
I know, exactly. Because you know what? You know what happens when you instigate shit? You get views.
Facebook. You said the words Facebook. What do you think's going to happen in Facebook?
Well, anyway, this gobshite on Facebook just kept going and going and going and going and going. Like, and I was like, mate, come on. And you know what he said to me at the end? Oh, I've just realised I'm arguing with a guy who's not in the USA. Whatever. I was like, what the fucking hell has me being from not the USA got to do with me saying about a fucking Harley Davidson? And he's like, in the end I said to him, anyway, fucking I'm not going to tell you because obviously
I'm not going into this area. I'm just saying if somebody wants to disagree with another person of another country about politics, that's one thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's because every single country is going to. I'm not going into the topic, so don't let me freak out. But if politics in one country is completely different than another. There, constitutions, all that crap, government, whatever.
Yeah.
But Harley, that's worldwide. So
do you know what, mate? And I get it. I'd get both sides of the story, but like I said, I made a video to cause a bit of ruffled feathers and cause conversation. But I think if they hadn't done this, and if they'd have brought a new bike out with the same engine that's in the what the hell's it called, the Pan America. If they brought a Road Glide out with the new Pan America engine in it, we'd be talking about this instead, but it'd be like, wow, look at this! It's got the new fucking engine and that and the other. And
Gareth may know more, but and maybe you do too, Bert or somebody else. From what I'm reading, there's the Revolution Max is supposed to be the next generation. It's supposed to replace the M8. Don't know how long it's going to be, and you all probably know that. The other part is the article that I shared. This Icon collection. They're looking at doing 2 to 3, 4 years of this, releasing 1 or 2 models per year. So who's to say that you go, fast forward to next year, that they don't put the Rev Max or they don't go back and hopefully they take some feedback from this and if nothing else, put LEDs in the damn next model.
That's true.
That was another point that I was making was, well, hang on, you're saying it's a retro bike, but you're not putting LED lights in there, but you're putting a fucking boombox in there. Well, the 61 didn't have it, or whatever it was, didn't have a fucking boombox in there. So what? It was almost like it was a rush job. We'll do some retro stuff. We'll put all the new stuff on as well. And it doesn't even itself out. It's like this.
Yeah.
Did you say boombox?
Yeah.
This is 1985.
Parachute
pants. I used to carry a stereo around on me fucking shoulder, man.
Stereo in one hand and the light on the other.
You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck it's called.
Come on, Bert. You know you had a boombox and parachute pants.
Mate, I've been on many a tour where we found the 1975 boombox and fucking stuck, and the fucking things are still going today. Not like the new stuff.
You know, you used to love the one you carried up here until they invented the thing you could detach the speakers and you're out there playing on the basketball court.
Exactly. There you go. Look, see the double rack, the double cassette.
Double cassette deck. Yeah.
But whatever happened to the 8-track? Do you remember the old 8-track?
Oh yeah. Oh hey, Paul Lynn. By the way, this is why that's why I'm fuzzy. So cheers to everybody.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Old man Tony in the side chat makes a good point. He said he doesn't have a problem with Harley. They just don't make bikes that appeal to him, just like Ford and GM in the car world. And that's exactly how I am with Harley. They've been so far the only ones that appeal to me visually, you know, and performance-wise. But just visually is important, right? That's the first thing that catches your eye. Yeah. So I mean, I think the Indians are beautiful bikes, but there's just things about them that aren't like me. They're not my person. Yeah. They don't fit me. And same with a lot of other brands. They're probably great bikes, but it's gotta fit you and your personality and visually appealing and all that. So not everybody's gonna like Harley. That's all there is to it.
He makes a great point.
I agree, because I haven't went and bought an M8 engine. I've stuck with a big twin because I like my big twin. So
See, I did the same. Because obviously I'm probably one of the older ones in the room at 57 now.
Somebody flush a toilet.
Not me.
Did I hear that?
So obviously I've been riding one of them for absolutely years, and it's an absolute pain on the wrist. It canes the back, it canes the knees. You get off it, you feel like you've been in the gym for 2 hours. And it wasn't until I watched this guy over that side. Sat watching a few videos, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And I come across Zed, and he's obviously his ZZR, and then obviously had a ride on one. And I tell you what, once you've had a ZZR, you don't want another bike. It does everything. It's all singing, all dancing. You can tour on it, which you can't. I could do 40 miles on that, and my back is hurting. Because you're over the tank so much. Jim's going to probably be the same with his 8. Obviously, sports bikes and crotch rockets. Great if you're a young rider and you've got all the muscles and that. But when you get to our age, you want something a little bit more upright. And obviously, riding at the garage, we've rode a lot of the cruiser types, the drag stars, that sports stuff. And I've never been a cruiser lover. I hate having my feet forward because it's so unnatural to me. Because being a sports bike, right, you're over the tank. Yeah. Being the opposite way round on a bike, and you're thinking, this feels so unnatural. But I tell you, I said to Gareth the first time I rode that Sportster, you're moving me to the dark side. And seriously, I am. And I think I've said it on someone's post tonight. I think it was Bikes, Beers and Brews, where he's having a go at a bike again. And I said to him, the one thing that I always loved was the V-Rod and the Night Rod, and they don't do them anymore. You can't get a V-Rod or a Night Rod for love or money.
I'll sell you one.
Maverick from Motorev's made a good point there. Do you think that the bike suits the guy's image, or do you think? Hang on, where is it? Let me see. Do you think Harley is suited to a person's image? I think any bike is suited to a person's image, if I'm honest. Would you agree? As in, their image depends on what bike they get, and vice versa.
I think you grow to the image of the bike.
You think?
It's a good point, because I mean, like, okay, so Scass, I know who is anybody else had prior military service?
No. On to and go, Jim Diesel, Red Bomb.
And I don't really got to link it to military service. You can say the whole suited to the person. And that's kind of where that falls over into the bike culture. The older people looking at, why don't you just let the wind blow through your hair and stop all the bull crap with the tech and the Bluetooth thing? Well, I mean, we can all say that about younger generation. Back in my day, 5 miles both ways in the snow uphill going to school, and we didn't have GPS on phones, smartphones, and crap. We pulled a map out. I mean,
listen,
have that.
Ride your bike from Jersey to Sturgis with just the wind in your thoughts, and you'll probably hate yourself by the time you get there. It's nice to have something to listen to. I find myself. I'm not on either end. I'm not like young and the new young that need all this stuff, but I'm not old school either. So I'm like in the middle. I like some tunes to break up the monotony of a 700-mile day, you know, and thinking about the same thing the whole time. Like, you know, it's just.
I mean, we all say this, right? When you're all recording on your GoPros or your action cameras, you know, it's the cheapest therapy you can find because you're talking to yourself and talking your issues out. We all would jokingly laugh about the crap that doesn't make it to the published video. So, I mean, he's spot on with that. So,
yeah, it's like we all ride with the Senna headsets and like not only for the likes of you guys are saying and listening to music and whatever. Also, like if I'm overtaking in Scotland, there's a lot of twisty roads with blind bends. So if I overtake and I'm getting round a corner, I'm telling the guy behind me that it's still clear to come. On you come. So there's a safety aspect to it as well. So absolutely. I mean, like it's, you can't just shun it and say no. You should be there with your own thoughts and whatever. That might be all right, but
what's funny? What's going on?
I'm sorry. I'm just like either your English is getting better or our Scottish Irish is getting better because me and the bird are actually like nodding and understanding.
You understand it?
This is what happens, man. I can attest to this. I've been in a Scottish regiment for 24 years.
I remember 6 months ago.
5 years to figure out what the fuck was going on.
6 months ago, you remember you see in DeBert and those guys down at the bottom on Baggers and Brews, the bottom screen, they're all like, what the fuck are they saying?
I still don't know what he's saying, but I think I do because of the beer. So.
Beer makes everything better.
Maybe because I'm sober.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, Jesus. Wow. But yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? You know, it's interesting to get a conversation going about something that some people think one way and some people think another. I think, you know, it's interesting to hear what, you know, both sides of the story for me. It is, you know, and it's good.
I think you evolve with what kind of style of bike you have. I'm being honest.
Evolve.
You know, when I used to ride sports bikes when I was in my early 20s, you know, I had the one-piece race suit. You were trying to eat right so you're more bike fit to go around Knock Hill race circuit. And then as I got a Harley, I got fat and grew a beard, you know.
Now, Bert, I didn't understand half of that.
I got that one. No,
we're talking about images and everything like that. And look, the three dudes that have got those big baggers all look the same.
Yeah. But no, so like, it's like, you know, this year's models, the whole that snake venom paint color that they've got. I like the emblazoned, like the Harley 1 that they put on it.
Is that the one with the American flag on the one side as well?
Yes, it's the one that has the color changing.
Yeah,
I wish to God they'd have picked a different color besides the green and purplish because I don't think that looks very good. That's me. But I do like the emblazoning they did of the Harley flag with the 1 and everything. I like that piece of it. I just think it would have been better on a different color. But back to what Jim Diesel was saying as far and Rev Bomb was saying as far as like the upright position. I've never honestly ridden a crotch rocket before. So the first I've ridden Suzuki, I've ridden Yamaha, I've ridden Victory, whatever. But my first closest feel to that was when I test rode and demo rode the Livewire. And I within minutes of riding, I think I was like, no, I'd kill myself on this because I'd want to be going 100 miles an hour all the time. You just want to go fly.
Yeah.
So, but plus I've got lower back issues. So, you know, that's why I say that after people get over their knees and arthritic back issues, that's when they graduate from crotch rockets up to cruisers.
True. Very true.
I heard there was a free giveaway tonight, Scouse. That's what.
Say again, bud.
I heard there was a free giveaway on this show tonight. That's what Anonymous Biker was saying.
Yeah, he's giving away his ass. You can find him at anonymousbiker.grindr.inmyhole.
And with every free subscription, you get a free Rurock helmet.
Oh,
exactly.
With butt plug.
Yeah. What's this? Come on, let's do it. What's this Rurock fucking plug thing? What's going on?
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, Bikes, Beards, and Brews did this video, right? Yeah. I don't know if you saw that or not, Scouts, but he did this video about Rurock's helmet, right?
Yeah.
He basically he did it in a satire way, hit on like 2 points, hit on the vent plugs, and he hit on a couple, like one other thing. or the Bluetooth thing in the back. And, you know, me being me, I shared it on their Rock closed page and said, hey, if you guys got any transparency, if you're not afraid to do this, why don't you share this video and just see what you get out of it? Oh my God, it blew up in there on that page. They were knocking and trashing the hell out of him.
Really?
You know, because they're like, you know, because he actually put a thing of the condoms, like whatever, in there for the butt plug. It's a pretty damn funny video. But, you know, all the Rock loyals took it like it was sacrilegious and that he was asking for firstborns and whatever else. But he said the first time he's ever seen a helmet, a premium helmet, if you will, that needed vent plugs. And me personally, I was like, hey, since I've been riding bikes, I've never seen a helmet that needed vent plugs prior to seeing Rock. That's just me. I've always seen the up and down slots and stuff. So but they got hurt over that because he called them, you know, butt plugs in the video and stuff. And he was, like I said, and even Rock understood he was being a total joker about it. But man, did it set off some serious.
I'm not surprised. Like my video, then, yeah. Sounds.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I do think it's a bit, you know, sort of not odd, but weird that they brought out three types of, or not three sort of levels of the same helmet within what, a year? A year. So that tells me that
it's pretty much three iterations of the same helmet.
Of the same thing. Well, that tells me that they didn't get the first one.
Still not got it right.
That's exactly what he said. 3 iterations of the same helmet. They've just added paint jobs, fancy paint jobs. He said, all right, come on, Rock, you're acting like Harley. You're just throwing on a paint job and calling it new.
Like it. Wow.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he was doing that video, the on-off, all that control is at the back of the helmet. So which hand are you going to release to move your volume? Is it going to be your clutch hand or is it going to be your throttle hand?
Right.
If you look at Zed's, his center's on the side. My up and down is actually in my neck strap, so I can literally boom.
Hey, the only person who wants to know where your up and down is anonymous biker, okay?
Yeah, and obviously with the LS2, it's a center compatible one, but it's actually voice operated, so you can actually hit the button and just talk to your phone or talk to the headset, and it don't do it for you. So Google Maps, and it will go, what do you want, and blah blah. You haven't even got to take your hands off the controls.
Yeah.
The only reason all those guys got upset on the Rock page is because they bought the same helmet 3 times.
3 times.
And they're angry because they got shafted 3 times.
Well, this is it. You know, why do you feel the need to bring a helmet out 3 times in a year? Does that mean the first one was fucking shit? Is that what I mean?
That's right. Where's the big advertising campaign from Shui and Arai and Shark? They don't have one.
Yeah, and that's one thing I would tell you is that, in my opinion, Rock with Echo Engine Hawk or whatever, I've only been in they've got some.
That's a good point, Tony.
The people. No, I will tell. I mean, maybe you all know. Have you all been on? Anybody else speak up about this? But like on social media pages, whatever, I haven't personally seen any companies out there, regardless of what type of gear, helmets, gloves, accessories, whatever, other than small business. I haven't seen any company out there that has the interaction, the response time, all that kind of stuff that Rock is showing. That's me. Please feel free to.
It's one dude in Manchester on his phone.
I think it's well. I mean, like Gareth's saying that all the big helmet manufacturers like RI and AGV and Shoei, they don't advertise. Well, if you look at the MotoGP grid or the British Superbike grid, they do advertise because all the best riders are wearing their helmets, and that's testimony to their safety.
Exactly.
You know, it's like
they don't need to. They don't need to put all the. They don't need to bring 3 helmets, 3 of the same helmets out in a year, because the one that they bring out is tested to the maximum. It's designed to the maximum, and
by the time it gets to us, the input that they've had off the riders, it's been tweaked, it's been modified, until it's by the time we get it, it's perfect. And you can go on.
Question about it though is why are they trying to plug the Rock predominantly to the Americans? No offense, I'm just saying.
I'm offended.
That's a good point because you don't see it. It's a UK company for fuck's sake, and they don't advertise on UK TV or anything, do they?
Nothing.
Because
it's all online.
We won't buy them.
No,
I won't.
So here's a question. I mean, and this is one of the things that they push on a lot through. Honestly, how many of you have dropped your helmets? At least once since riding season last year.
Yep.
Did mine 2 weeks ago.
You haven't dropped your helmet at all the last year.
What are you, 12? Irresponsible?
No, I'm serious. You can't. Okay, so
I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't dropped my helmet. I've dropped my helmet into a few holes.
You put your helmet on your seat. You put it on the ground. Some people hang it by the strap on the handlebars.
Yeah.
But the point is I guess the real question is, if you drop your helmet, are you going to go out right away and buy a new helmet?
Right. I'm going to jump in here.
Oh.
Right. I bought an Arai RX-7 GP back in 2010. And every year Arai told me to take it to the service centre to get it serviced, cleaned, checked for fractures. And if they thought that it was damaged, they would send it away to get x-rayed for free.
That's good, man.
That's good stuff. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That shows the proof of the pudding, as it were. That shows that that's a brilliant company who's willing to stand by their equipment.
I mean, you guys remember back when, what was it? Was it Hyundai or somebody? There was a car company that went out. It was about a decade ago, 15 years ago, when they came out and they said, we're offering 100,000-mile warranty on our engine and transmission and all that kind of stuff. And it took it like really put them out there. Just like, hey, if you're willing to stand by your product for that long a time.
Yeah. I think they've still got a 7-year.
Excuse me, boys. Phone's ringing. I'll be back with you.
Just now.
Grab me one.
Scouse loves pudding.
Do you not find, I mean, the likes of Ruroc, do you not find it strange that you can't try the helmet on before you purchase it?
That's the one thing for me.
They're not in any stores anywhere.
I've got an odd shaped head, so there's specific helmets that I cannot wear.
There's no Ruroc helmets for sale in the UK.
No.
Oh really?
There's no dealers. None.
Yeah, they don't. They do straight to fire. So
yeah, I'm not a big full face guy, so I don't even know. I don't know a lot about the helmets. Yeah. I got a cheap $130 Bell full face that I bought because I really just bought it because I figured I'd wear it in the winter in the cold weather. But now we're actually talking about like doing the motovlogging setups and stuff. So maybe eventually I'll be buying something better. But for now, I just got a cheap Bell.
Because if you go in with COVID now, you can go into Milo Giants. Well, like the guys here know Giants. You have to get a hairnet thing.
Yeah.
And they're making you try helmets on, but there's no Rurocs.
No.
No.
I think the Rurocs look cool, but I have no idea how good they are.
Yeah. I mean, they've gotten rave reviews for, safety and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like I said, I have number one, it's the cost and the cost isn't a huge factor, but it is when I have to order it without being able to try it and, having a problem with, hey, if it doesn't fit, can I return it? There's fancy, there's fine print involved. So
see, the thing is, when I got off 2 weeks ago, I'd got my LS2 on. And obviously I had a week off and I spoke to LS2 on the Monday and said, look, motovlogger in the UK, I'm trying to source another Valiant, and they said we don't make the Valiant one anymore. We've got the new one out, which is the Valiant 2. Okay, I said, what, is there a retailer in the area? I said, because the last one I obviously bought at a bike show. I said, oh yeah, you've got a local dealer who's in Oxford. Literally, he's just up from the Harley dealer as well, so that's quite handy. Spoke to them, and they said, oh yeah, we can do you a Valiant 2. I said, well, I'm going to bang a video up on it. I said, because I went down hard. And that Valiant, literally, I had no neck injuries whatsoever. Head was intact. That helmet is damn good. But obviously, I said to him, I want the full kit and caboodle. We said, yeah, if you come down, obviously, come in the showroom. We'll knock you 30% off. We'll do your trade price on it. And I went, I don't want no discount. He said, no. Obviously, if you want to put a video up, you know, just as a matter of courtesy, we'll give you a 30% discount. So it's still 400 quid, but you know, and then we get the kids that come into the garage and say to us, you know, your helmets are like £99.99. I went, yeah, 100 quid for a good helmet. Oh yeah, but I can go to Halfords, the local sort of bicycle store, and pick up a helmet for 30 quid. The only thing I would use that
Good luck
for is
with
to piss in it, or have a dump in it, or put it in the garden and put my plants in.
Sorry,
Say-
guys, that was the
Anybody know where Ruroc is like from? What country that
They're in
the
UK.
company's
They're in
The
the UK.
They're in the UK?
Yeah.
And you can't get them in the UK?
Yeah.
We can't get them in the UK.
So
Yeah.
they get all their spares from Italy and China. They put them together, and they put them together in the UK and ship them to the US.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I
and
won't buy one. I will never buy
and the
one.
thing is, I mean, you guys over there may know more than I, but from the videos I've watched, I mean, they seem pretty transparent about that. They're not trying to hide. Hey, here's where we get the quality. Here's where we get the materials. Here's where we get here's where we get the armor. Here's where we get this, that, and the other. Here's how we put it together and make it. And granted, that might all be eye candy, but like I said,
sorry, I think it's for me. You're a UK-based company. All you guys, all your designers are all UK guys, and you've basically turned your back on the country that you're from. I ain't buying your fucking helmet.
Yeah, but see if everything was to have been manufactured, tested, R&D, and all in the United Kingdom, the helmet would be about £2,000.
Yeah.
Aye.
You know, concentrate on if you're a brand new helmet, mate, and you're brand new to the world and all that sort of stuff, then you know, make sure you're selling your helmet at home first, and then test it, and then put it out to the rest of the world once you've built up your fan base and so on and so forth. But I think they've just gone straight for the big boy market in the US and thought, right, we're going to make a load of money here. Let's fucking sell 3 in a year. Nah,
so you can't buy the I'm just making sure I'm hearing this right, because Ruroc, from what I've seen, they don't do brick and mortar sales at all, but they do online. So are you saying that and even in the UK, they can't buy them online and have it shipped in the UK?
Yeah, you can, because my mate's got one.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is that what I understand is
but nobody's stocking them.
Right, they won't. Well, they don't do it here either. The US only does. We can only buy them online. They don't. They've cut out the entire. I get it. I get what you're saying, Gareth. I see that. I agree with that to a point. It's just they have to. Every company has to decide that. If you're gonna like Revzilla, are you going to go through Revzilla? You can't go to a store for Revzilla.
Yeah.
You can go to a store for Cycle Gear or JP Cycles.
Yeah,
the only way you're going to go to one of those places is if you get them at a big old bike week place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ruroc is not really doing much different. The only difference is they're overseas. They're in the UK, but they're still not doing the brick and mortar.
We keeping you up, Rebel?
So I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning, so.
I don't know. It's not for me. Say again, Gareth.
Giving the helmets away for other bigger channels to review, I guess. They should be more focusing on the day-to-day rider.
Yeah, definitely.
And seeing how the opinions of those guys matter than over somebody who's not going to give a negative review.
No. Yeah, because they want the next thing to do.
Sorry, Zed, go on, mate.
I was just going to say, a lot. It gets to a stage where it's like if the big motovloggers or whatever are doing a review on a thing, they're less likely to give a negative review because it'll stop them from getting the next big thing to review.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, I'm in that task force Echo Hotel group and the Ruroc stuff, and I've told it's like, hey guys, they offer a 15% off type thing for Engine Hawk gear, but I'm like, look, if you're claiming that the people that are in that group are so instrumental in the designs that you're talking about, I get it. You all are doing the legwork on the stuff, but it's like if anybody and their brother offers 10% or 15%, why don't you up that percentage? If you're really talking about that kind of thing. Aside from that, and Veteran Biker said I agree to a point with that, is that I don't know if I'd go so far as to say gimmick, But I would definitely say that's just a marketing ploy. I mean, all of that is, and you know what? To some degree, it's working. But you know,
yeah. Did I see a price at $700 for an engine hot jacket?
I didn't look at all of them. I know they said they told everybody in the group from the beginning they were going to average starting right around 329, 350, whatever. So that's no different than a damn Harley jacket.
No. I'm not saying that. Just that I seen a price of 700, and I was a bit shocked. That was all. So
I guess my big thing, and that's, I haven't even bought anything yet from them at all. And the biggest thing I'd talk about is, I mean, we've all who was it? Gareth, you even said earlier about how back when you were doing crotch rocket stuff.
Yeah.
You had the full-on zip-up leather stuff. But I mean, nowadays, everybody in here could say I've had leather, I don't wear it anymore. But you put that crap on a bike, and it's it's pushing up on you. You got to get the right size if you wear a vest. There's so many factors on that, and that's what they're trying to. They're trying to get that out of the way for people. They're trying to make it comfortable and functional. And I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just saying this is what I've seen.
I understand that. But I think one of the things that maybe the other guys in the room will have an opinion on this is the plug situation with events. Like every other company has the little, buttons.
Yeah.
Shoei, Arai, everything. Yeah. Why don't just stick to a working formula that nobody would complain?
Are we talking? Is everyone talking about Ruroc? Did I miss the Ruroc conversation?
Yeah, you
Gareth, the other part of that piece with the vent plug piece and with the Bluetooth piece, that also, and I had this argument with somebody else, that also goes back to like we were talking about the Harley thing. Then that if they have to change that, then they're retooling machines that make the things, and that's cost. I mean, all that kind of stuff comes down to it.
I know. It's just. I think it's like when there's a formula out there that works.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this engine hook. I've not heard of it.
You never heard of the Rurocs?
No, and this engine hook stuff. I've not heard of that.
It's their clothing brand.
The new leather jackets. They're actually pretty nice. They make some nice leather jackets. I ain't gonna lie.
Is that what Maxwell did? John Maxwell did a video on that?
Yes.
Recently?
Yeah.
So there you go. So all they're doing is building new kit, sending it to the big fucking motovloggers, and then going, right, fucking go and show everybody, show the world my shit.
Well,
it's like FMG. FMG, they do the same thing,
right? But no, think about it though, Steve-O. They're doing exactly what everybody for the last year and a half has been saying Harley should be doing, reaching out to motovloggers with large populations to get their product. I agree. 9 months ago, when
from what I'm hearing, more companies now are reaching out to motovloggers with small. They don't want the big guys anymore because I think that's awesome. So.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying, like almost a year ago, when $1 Million Bogan, right? Mm-hmm. That whole crap thing came up, and that was one of the big things that everybody was saying is that Harley was screwing up because they weren't reaching out to the YouTubers. Right, the biker motovloggers. Well, Ruroc is doing that, so seems like some.
Do you know what, mate? I know why they're doing it, and because the only way that they're going to get the stuff, if they're a brand new company, the only way they're going to get the stuff out there is if they show it, and the only way to show it,
absolutely,
nowadays is by giving it to people like us to go and because they're not going to. They clearly aren't putting it on the UK TV. For those that don't know. Say, for instance, there's a program on for an hour on one channel, right? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 adverts, so 3.5 or 3 minute adverts. Correct me if I'm wrong, lads. So at every quarter of an hour interval, there's a 3-minute advert section that comes on, right?
Yeah.
And they obviously aren't willing to pay their money to put their stuff on the UK TV adverts. So what they're doing is giving it to motovloggers who've got massive followers to basically promote their stuff that hasn't been proven.
I think they've just went on a massive SEO marketeering drive.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what's driving their business. But that's the business model, and you can't fault them for that.
Yeah, to me, it goes the same way when you guys talk about Harley Triumph. What Scusi was talking at the beginning of the show, which was brand loyalty.
Scusi, I've not had that for a while.
Who the hell's Scusi?
Scusi.
Scousy.
Scouse. Like house.
I'm not freaking. I don't got a British accent or Scottish accent or Welsh accent.
It's only the Canadians that call me Scouse. It's only the Canadians that call me Scouse.
Scousies are the ones that can't hit with their, big guns.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Couldn't hit a band off from fucking 5 foot. Anyway.
Yeah, but so what I was trying to say now I don't remember fully, but okay.
Because you're old.
Yep, 43-year-old brain, Swiss teeth. Too much drinking. But no, the Rorock, the only problem I have with Rorock is the fandom of the Rorocks. I don't have a problem with the actual company. I don't have a problem with their marketing scheme. It's the same thing that comes with Harley. It's the same thing that comes with like different sports teams. It's the fandoms that I don't like. I don't get their product looks decent, no problem. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not my look, but at the same time, I think they make really nice leather jackets. They're nice shit. But it's the fandom. It's the over-aggressive, assertive fandom of every single brand, loyal brand that annoys me. It's not the brand itself. It's the fucking the simps. That's what I call them. These fucking simps out there that fucking simp on companies. Like, stop simping.
That goes back to shit. I think you stepped off for the beer when I said this, but that goes back to the whole thing about old school bikers trashing on people for having, Sennas and all the Bluetooth gear stuff on their bike. I'm loyal to this culture. Quit. You're not a real biker unless you, done this.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on? Cheers.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah,
just while we're talking about like brand promotions and stuff like that, I'd like to draw your attention down to the bottom there.
Do your Vance and Hines thing, man.
The first MFG though, you love them guys, don't you?
Hey, I love that jacket, man. That jacket is fucking gleaming.
Those guys can suck it.
Why did you get fucked off?
Every tiny little motovlogger out there has got freaking their free first MFG gear.
Yeah, one of my best.
I reached out to them and they ignored the shit out of me.
Did you just call me a tiny little motovlogger?
Well, we're all tiny little motovloggers. Everybody on this screen is a tiny little motovlogger.
By the way, in case you didn't say it, Bert's got a new mic, so you sound great, man.
Is it loud? Is it really loud?
Nah, it's good.
So just while we're on the talking of affiliateship and sponsorship and all that bollocks, and putting your face out there or putting your stuff out there, fucking Viking Bags contacted me, right? And CDL, Christopher David Lawson said it as well. So Viking Bags contacted me and said, we're going to send you a set of bags for your sports there. Please make a video on it, and then if you wouldn't mind, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, fuck, go on in, happy days. Send me a set of bags. Now, when they got here, I had to remove the rear indicators or the blinkers off the back of the bike, and I wasn't willing to do that at all, and relocate them by the registration plate at the back. And I was like, nah, sorry, I'm not willing to destroy my back end of my bike.
Right. I'm not changing anything. If anybody ever calls me,
just to put your bags on. Anyway, so I said to him, look,
to fit those little bikes.
Well, this is it, mate. So anyway, long story short, I said to them, it doesn't fit. I'm not willing to do that. Can you? If I send them back to you, will you send me like a sissy bar bag or something like that, right? And within 2 weeks, they'd stop talking to me, and even now, they just blank me, mate, every single fucking time.
Wow.
Well, sell the bags they sent you. Fuck, make some money off it.
Mate, I did that 3 weeks ago.
All right, awesome.
A couple of my mates got a Viking jacket and they did a review, and honestly, it looked as if it was a textile jacket, and I think it was like a floral green or something like that. You could have put your finger through it.
You can make a set of bags for that Sportster, dude. You just need some Legos.
Mate, fuck that, exactly. You know what? I put the bags up next to the Sporty, and I thought, nah, I don't like it. I'll just leave it blank and I'll leave it there.
Right, guys. I'm going to
Sports
bail
stuff.
here. I've been up for 18 hours and I'm back in for 5 in the morning. So
That's it.
All right, mate. Take it easy. Cheers, pal.
good to see you.
Yeah,
And,
You too,
Stay
mate.
safe.
Take it easy.
Bye,
pal.
bro.
Nicky's gradually healing up as well. So
It's good. It's good that you're healing up, mate. It must have been some bump
Yeah.
because it knocked your beard clean off.
I know,
Oh,
yeah. No, it was, last week was the birthday and anniversary week, and she said to me, if the beard went, that I would get a little present. So yeah, the beard went. It's coming back now.
Shit on your pillow.
Yeah, sort of. See
All
you
right,
later,
mate.
guys.
Take it easy, pal.
Take care, man.
Yeah, pal. Wow. So yeah,
You
so
know, two
you
Wheels
Viking
Down
bikes.
said the same thing. I mean, as far as the like, they've got some nice. I like the zip down. They've got a zip up hoodie, and they've also got a pullover hoodie.
You're talking about the one with the cross hatching on top there on the leather? Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I like the look of both of those. I've already asked them. They said they're working on it, but they're going to do that same pattern on the zip up hoodie as well. But the key on it is they've got the what is it called, the SE, whatever the armor rating is, the level 1 armor stuff, where it's not like you put on a jacket and feel that crap in your elbows. And
I got some right here in my Alpine Star jacket. It's really, I love that new shit. You can't feel it, you can't see it. You can wear it around like a real jacket. It's fucking nice.
What Zed's got like a fucking neck brace or something there.
But that's the thing is that their armor doesn't look like that though.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Their armor is really, it looks good. It's supposed to. The intent is they want you to be able to. And what the beard said there, when Maxwell did his video, he showed you.
That goes in the front of my leathers.
That's an armadillo, isn't it?
I thought that was a jockstrap cup or something.
That's what I was saying.
But it's the intent is that armor is supposed to blend in and you're not supposed to be able to feel it. It's supposed to be functional, to where because you hate it when you have to, do a full on range of motion with your arm or whatever. You're turning around to do a full tilt turn, and you got armor in your jacket or your gear, kind of restricting your range of motion. That doesn't help you. And I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just saying that kind of armor, that kind of functionality is, for some reason, it's, almost revolutionary in the biking industry. You'd think that people would start coming up with it. Oh, yeah, you need to go get a refill.
Yes, I do.
Hey, not to change the subject, but I'm going to change the subject.
Please.
Any of you guys riding this weekend? Anybody riding anywhere, doing anything fun this weekend? I know you're in Dubai.
I can't figure out how to get it out.
Ah, look at his little face.
It's my anniversary today, so I'll be riding at some point.
Just like Rev Bomb, right? Just like Rev Bomb, right? Is it gonna fit? Too small?
Yeah.
Hey, Gareth, I thought you had another week to go.
Was that?
I thought you had another week until you were flying out again.
No, I've been home 3 weeks. That's
damn, it went quick.
Flew by, didn't it?
That shit flew by quick, man.
Yeah.
I thought seriously, when you were taking pictures, I really thought you had another week to go.
Nah, that was it. That's how fast it was. I'm back in Africa next week, so.
Ooh. You ought to tell them you want a Pan America down there.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some riding tomorrow, but I got college classes. I got homework all week. It's midterm, so we're gonna do some riding around. We were gonna go up to Louisville and spread some more of the World Record Poker Run posters around Louisville and the VAs and the American Legions up there, but it's also Derby week, so I'm not trying to deal with that traffic.
Okay.
Well, I'll be riding the weekend. I'm riding tomorrow. We're going down to, like I said, a local dealership. We're going to do they got their demo day, so they got the Harley truck there with all the different bikes, and then you can just test drive whatever you want. So we're going to do that tomorrow. Hopefully get some videos out of that, and then Sunday we're going to do like a ride with the ladies and stuff. And I'm not sure where yet, but we'll be out riding all day.
Is the Pan Am one of those or not yet?
They have one Pan Am, and it's available to test ride. They said I was looking at them online, and they said they're the only ones in the Northeast that have one. right now. So there probably will be, but we're gonna get there early, right when they open. And we've gone down there and filmed at their place several times, and we kind of have started talking and have a little relationship with the owner. So hopefully that helps get us on it.
Sure,
we'll find out tomorrow.
So
the owner here, they're getting I say next month tomorrow, but they're getting them in May at our local dealers. But they've also said that's why everybody's doing it in segments, if you will, because they're saying the Pan America is being released more to by popularity or by appropriate areas where off-roading was more applicable. Kentucky's all flat unless you get out west or out east of the damn Smoky Mountains and stuff. So
I see you were sat on one in Glasgow, Gav.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was nice. It's a nice bike.
It's
the build quality is absolutely, it's top notch for what it is. I agree. I looked over the welding at the joints, and it's heavy duty. It'll take a pound in that bike off road.
So here, Gareth, question for you, because I think I asked you this when you were there live streaming it, and this goes back to what Scouse was saying earlier, right? And to Beard about it's everybody's style, right?
Yeah.
What is everybody used to with Harley that other bike manufacturers don't do? Where are your turn signals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the Pan America turn signals?
I don't know. Where is
one. It's one switch.
Is it one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, good.
Well, you don't need those in the woods.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a small change, but that can mess you up mentally. You're like,
that
crap,
really would. I'm used to that's.
Yeah, it's not self-canceling either. You've got to push it like a sport.
Did they finally fix and learn how to make a proper stand on the Pan America though?
Well, I wasn't really paying attention to that part, but it looked all right.
So when you were, how big are you? You're like what, 5'10", 5'11"?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah. So when you were sat on it, mate, how sort of is it quite a tall bike?
Right.
And obviously you were flat-footed and shit, or what?
Yeah, so it was fully extended, as in the adjustable ride height was fully up.
Yeah.
And I was tiptoeing on it.
Really?
That's how tall it is.
Fucking hell.
That is really tall. The seat is really comfy, but what you can do is obviously it's another accessory that you have to buy. You buy a seat that will drop the seat height, so you'll be closer to the ground if you want to be flat-footed.
Yeah.
Really?
So it'd be like
they're fully adjustable. Obviously they don't go up and down, but you can slightly adjust them depending on what you want to do. Looking at it from somebody who obviously loves Harley Davidsons, it is a well-built bike. It's when you put all the accessories on it, and that one that was at Glasgow, fully kitted out with all the luggage, all the crash bars, extra lights, the adjustable suspension, laced wheels, everything came in at £20,000. Right.
That's one thing I'm always going to give Harley and Triumph too, to a certain extent. Is you guys, those two companies make the best fit and finish bikes that I could see from everybody.
Yeah.
Like they don't fuck around with the fit and finish.
Yeah,
bikes.
they don't. But the thing is, one of the things that's going to the question is, right? Most of us who are Harley Davidson owners take great pride in how our bikes look. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Could you
Not
imagine?
washed, but look, yes.
Right? Could you imagine when I'd love to see their face if I went and bought that Pan America, took it up the hills, smashed it about for a year, and decide I'm going to trade the bike in, and how are they going to look at it?
That's a good point.
Good question.
Are they going to say, "Oh, it's all got scratches on it. It's got this. It's got that." But I'll say it's built for purpose, though. It's built to go off road.
Right.
If you want a well polished bike, then you built the wrong bike.
That's a different dynamic Harley's going to have to figure out and learn for trade-ins and stuff.
They're
going to have newer versions.
You guys are gonna have to become like the metric owners like us when we buy our bike for $11,000 and then resell it for $1,000 a year later.
Real quick, just to cut it in. Mama just got home from work, so I'm going to hop off. But I'll be in the side chat watching. All right, man. Have a good time. Have a good weekend. Catch you guys later.
You too, mate. Take it easy, pal. Thanks for coming in. See you later.
So that's why I'd love to see what the response would be. Now you're looking at a bike, basic model 16750, the S with the all without the toys, right? You take that in, depreciation 20% for the VAT, so there's £3,000. So you're down to what, like £13,000.
So what you're saying is hang around for 6 months and then buy one then.
Get
a second hander.
I mean, I would kind of say that regardless, because I mean,
you don't get first.
You got to think it's kind of like a new phone, or whenever they release the new versions of an iPhone or whatever, that first 6 months is where all the bugs are in.
Yeah.
So let the Pan Am come out, demo ride it, sure, enjoy it, have fun with it, but I wouldn't buy that crap until, if I were even in the market for it, I wouldn't buy it until 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road, when you start seeing people actually take it through its trials and through its trails and its rounds.
Exactly.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time believing that anyone's going to use that bike as an adventure bike, like really an adventure bike.
Oh.
I don't see it happening.
Well, they don't with the BMWs, do they? They're not big tourers, aren't they?
Yeah, I see that happening more with guys that own Africa Twins, Pan Africans from Honda, and the Tiger from Triumph. I don't really see dudes buying that hard.
This kind of goes back to the whole. I'm not going to. What if somebody buys it? What they ride it for is their business. I'm just saying the durability of the thing on the design. I'd wait for 6 months past to see if it actually.
I'm just saying that I don't think real adventure tour bikers are going to buy that bike right away. I think that bike maybe in 2 years, once it's developed a reputation, they might be going for it. But for now, I think that they're still going to be sticking to the Versys. They're still going to be sticking to the Pan Africas and those bikes because they're proven. They're proven and they're cheaper.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, that's why I say, Garrett's right. I think you're not going to. I mean, if I'm not an avid biker owner or anything like that or a rider, but I know people who have been wanting to break into it. Those are the ones that might grab into it.
Yeah.
Or somebody who isn't on a cruiser, doesn't ride a bike at all. That might be a segment that grabs them in. Yeah. That they're just not a cruiser. They don't want to crotch rocket. It looks too aggressive, and they get they've already got too many speeding tickets. But who knows?
It's like we brought that point up before, didn't we? They missed the trick, didn't they, with Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor, didn't they?
Yeah.
Why they didn't use that bike to go from South America up to North America?
Will do it,
And they absolutely missed the trick there.
That trip made me hate the live wire more. That I watched the documentary. Me and my wife were watching. I was like, I never want to own an electric bike for as long as. Like I was watching, I was like, that shit just doesn't make it like 10 feet.
Talking about that fucking live wire.
Wait, but have you test drove it?
No, I know they're fun. I test rode it in the summertime. I know they're fun, but the fact that they're like, an hour later, I'm gonna have to fucking look for a charging station and shit like that. I like what some other companies are thinking about right now. There's Honda, there's Kawasaki, and Suzuki too are looking to make hybrid engines, and that would be a lot more interesting to me. Something that
This is where I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying I guess we kind of got to look at ultimately, and everybody's going to have their own view, but you kind of got to look at where they're targeting. They're not targeting you with a live wire. They're not targeting, Jim Diesel or Rev Bomb or anybody with. They're targeting those eco-friendly, vegan, never ridden a bike before. This might be cool for me to commute in DC, inner city. That's who they're targeting, who have the money to pay $37,000 for an electric bike. I mean,
they're targeting Leonardo DiCaprio. It's pretty much it. Like,
I can tell you what you and McGregor and those guys did. I could care less. I rode the damn thing around. Would I buy one if I was, in a financial situation to do that? I might buy one just for the fun of it. I'm not going to ride any long road trips. I'm not going to do anything more than just have some fun with it, ride to the post office or something like that. But that's another segment of the market.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's not for us. I think it's for the next generation, maybe not even the next generation, but the one after that generation. And I think, it's a start, but it's a start that I'm not willing. And again, you said not targeted to me, but it's a start that I think most people aren't willing to pay that kind of premium to get a bike that you can ride around for an hour and a half. And then,
But this kind of goes back also to what Diesel and Steve-O were saying in their video that, I mean, shit, I just lost my track of thought like you did earlier. It goes back to it. I mean, you guys were talking about No, fuck it. I'll think of it later. Never mind.
Yeah.
I really can't think of it now.
Swami, see what you were talking about the hybrid, Ducati. It was a visor down. They posted, it's a bike magazine, and they posted that Ducati are actually looking at synthetic fuels.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim, do you remember the live stream that I did? I was talking about the poor synthetic fuels. That's something that Ducati have announced that they're experimenting with synthetic fuels before getting into bed with electric.
Yeah, so that's what I heard.
Isn't that dangerous?
The first thing I heard was that the Kawasaki is looking to make a sports bike, but a hybrid sports bike. They want to make like the H2, but they want to make it hybrid. So like,
because that's what it was.
Yeah.
You two said earlier. Sorry to stop you. I got to get this out before I forget it again. You guys were talking about in your video earlier today about how Harley's lost their path, what they're trying to approach, what they're where they're going with Harley, and
let's remember who said what though.
Okay, so whatever. I'm just saying the point is that I agree with you to a point on that. I would have agreed with you more on it if it had been said back when they were releasing 50 different models of, before Zeitz showed up and they canceled all those models. With the Livewire, it kind of goes back to exact two wheels, what you said. The Livewire, it's targeting one group. There's collectors, they're targeting the Icon collections.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got to stay, every company, they got to stay relevant somehow. So they got to figure out how to do that. And it's,
I'm going to jump in on this because I agree what you're saying. Harley Davidson are trying to re-establish themselves as a premium brand.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you keep yourself premium? Is you keep your premium prices.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what happens. I mean, we don't all run around in Rolls Royces because we can't afford them. Right.
Yep, that's true.
So back in the day, like obviously Harley Davidson was mostly written by doctors, lawyers, all this, etc., etc., etc. And it was only when they became like third, fourth, fifth, 10th hand that normal people like us, could afford to buy it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what Harley's trying to do is they're trying to re-establish themselves back in the premium brand market.
I think that would be a mistake, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. So I understand that, but I don't. Right now, the reason why, right? This is my reason, right?
Yeah.
People are getting richer quicker now. I don't know if you know what I mean, right?
Freaking YouTubers
people are making money faster than they did years ago. You've got online influencers, you've got online businesses, you've got stock markets, you've got Instagrams, YouTubes, everything. All these people have got clothing brands. All these younger people,
OnlyFans,
30s, are making more money.
Dude, did you? Yeah, I'm not going to tangent on it. Did you hear about that one? Like a month ago, there's this one chick that there was a story on her. She's out in I can't remember if she's US or UK, but she does an OnlyFans thing. That chick said that she makes like,
that was a young girl. She made $1 million. $1
million. 1.3
Bella Thorne.
Out there, girl, whatever her name
Bella
is.
Thorne. Yeah, it was Bella Thorne.
A day.
Yeah.
And she didn't even get naked. She didn't even get naked, and a bunch of dudes were pissed off because she said she was going to get naked and send them pictures, so they paid for her account. And then she sent pictures of her like in a bikini or something, and like dudes wanted their money back.
Wow.
She was selling money back, dude. On her site, no shit. I read this in the article. She was selling. I don't even know. I was like selling jars of her piss. I shit you not.
Dave, you're not said much, mate. What's going on? What do you think about all this?
Oh, I got a lot to say. I was just waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, man. With the selling
like
jars of her own pee, we'll segue to you.
Yeah, well, I can make a comment on all those subjects.
Dave wants his money back.
Yeah. I'm probably the oldest guy in here. I'm 61.
Go on, mate.
Talking about all the new bikes and stuff coming up, and it made me think back when I started riding I started riding when I was about 12, 14, somewhere in that area in the early 70s, and hung out with a lot of old school bikers that started, lot of World War II veterans that were still riding, things like that. And the culture was way different back then. You bought your bike, you chopped it out, and that's the bike you had till you died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you guys were bringing up all these new models coming out and putting all the chrome. And there's a lot of YouTubers I see that, this new thing came out, I'm going to throw it on my bike. You know, you got a 750-pound bike. By the time you're done, weighs 1,000 pounds. I've got an 09 Heritage Softail, and I find myself, because I grew up in the culture back in from the 60s bikers and the 70s bikers, I find myself doing just the opposite. I went and got some square tubing, custom made a tall sissy bar so I can load all my stuff for Sturgis. I didn't paint it or nothing. I sprayed brake clean the oil off of it and put it in there, drilled a couple of holes, and wrapped some duct tape around the top of it. I took the chrome covers, heat shields off my pipes. And that, like I said, I find my way going the opposite direction. I want it to look like a rat bike because that's what I grew up with. Customizing your own bike and throwing whatever you could on there. It doesn't matter what it looked like. And of course, you have to carry your, back then you had to carry a big bag of tools because every 500 miles you had to break them out and work on the damn thing. But, not so much anymore. But, all the electronics, I'm not into. You guys talked about stereos. I know Bert likes listening to music, things like that. I drive a big truck for a living. Used to be over the road all the time, and I think it's probably been 5 years since I've turned the FM on. I don't listen to music at all. So really? I'm one of those guys that get out there and just like to hear the engine and my own thoughts. I already know I'm a psycho, so I'm entertaining myself. You know what I'm saying?
You're like my buddy. That's how my buddy Pierre rides. He doesn't want to talk. We have the centers. He turns us off, tells me to shut the fuck up, and starts just going. He doesn't want to hear anything.
Dave, have you ever seen the movie Copycat with Sigourney Weaver?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. No.
So the only part I'm saying that pertains to this is they showed a video of her as in her actor's form, where she's a psychologist or criminal psychologist testifying in court, right? And she says, "How did you know that he said that the guy she's testifying against, as the expert, how did you know that he was crazy or not crazy?" And she said, "Well, because he says that when he heard voices and he was talking to himself, he only heard them in one ear. True psychopaths hear stereo."
I have to think about that one. No,
hey, I've got one of them. I've got one of them, mate.
Yeah, I just recently got the 10C Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Got it hooked
I've got
up.
the 20S still.
Yeah, I got the modular. I got a modular helmet. Yeah.
I've got the cookie.
I got the modular
Steve,
helmet.
since you're sharing screens, check this out. I'm going to see if I can't share this so that they go to go with his to go with what he was talking about with the whole sissy bar piece. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Wait. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what that is here.
Like the labyrinth.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Size of that, man. Jesus.
So it's a 38-inch sissy bar.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I've got the. I went and bought the. Went to the hardware store and bought the 3-foot section of, square tubing. And like I said, I put both of them in the vise at the same time, about that far in the vise. Pulled back a little bit, put them in, measured them up. Yep, that's close enough. Then
I did that. That thing has a detachable tour pack, right? It's a CVO Ultra. So I have a tour pack. I had it on the bike. We were packing to go to Sturgis, and I've got pictures of the before and the after. And so with the tour pack on there, I had some stuff on there, and I'll try to find the picture. But I really wanted that sissy bar to go to Sturgis. So I had like the tour pack on, bags all packed on the passenger side too. And then I had that sissy bar strapped down to where it was laying out long ways with a flag on it, like a truck carrying a bunch of lumber. And then I was like, no, this ain't gonna work. Took the tour pack off, put the sissy bar on, and just stacked the stuff up on the damn sissy bar.
Yep.
But Steve, that sissy bar I got it from y'all know the Blue Bike and Doyle channel?
Yeah.
He makes them. So I bought. He's got it there in Georgia. So all I did was go on. I talked to him, and he, if you're in the States or not, you can work with him. But if you like that, you go online, the kind of detachables you can buy at Walmart, or go online and find them for $50. He'll take that thing and do just like what Dave's here is talking about, where he welds a freaking bar and now he's doing the twisty type where you can twist it up and do all sorts of stuff. He made his own damn forge, so he's like sticking bars in a forge and like twisting them up and making them the whole old style stuff. So.
Do you know what, mate? I love the Blue Bike and Doyle's voice, man. His accent is unbelievable, mate.
He's hilarious.
Proper yeehaw. Full on.
But yeah, his actually he made his taller than mine, to where in his storage shed it actually, I think it actually scrapes the door of his storage shed as he's rolling out with
Jesus.
it.
Was Ozarks on
It
here?
sounds like you made a stripper pole for your motorcycle.
Hell yeah!
Was Dan on here? Ozarks?
Where's Ozarks?
No, he hasn't come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wibbly's in the side chat.
I was just thinking the conversation between Ozarks.
You know you want to stand on that pole.
Which Ozarks?
Dan from
what?
Dan,
Ozarks motorcycle.
Dan, Ozarks. The one that's riding the Ozarks is Mike.
Yeah.
He's the one that did the test ride on the Pan America.
Well, I'm saying you were talking about people's accents and stuff. Have him on here versus.
Yeah, we also got there's
what?
There's Punksters in the building too, man. Get up here, Punkster.
Yeah, Punkster's in there.
He's hiding in the chat, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hiding. And Wibbly Wobbly Harley Boy.
Wibbly, yeah.
Well, it's like AB, they don't want to get on there and reveal their, they got the mask and all that stuff over top. They think you're all breathing COVID on them.
No, Punkster's a Scottish boy. He looks like Lanny McDonald. If you ever watch hockey, look up Lanny McDonald from the Calgary Flames. Identical. It's like his brother.
You already said before when you were talking to DeBeard a couple weeks ago that you follow hockey like tremendously, and I only follow during the playoffs if the Capitals are involved.
Yeah, I love hockey.
Are you talking about frozen golf?
18 fucking times.
Always camping.
We were talking, me and Salty from Salty and Sprinkles were talking last night. I love hockey. I was a goaltender for about 20 years, but I don't love what it's done to my body. My knees are shot. I've got arthritis in 2 of my lower discs, but I would never trade those memories.
I've been here for 6 years. I've tried to get into hockey, and I fucking gave up, mate, last year.
No,
I just can't get into it.
I like watching it. I've gone to years ago. We went to a couple of like lower level. Like I was in Fort Bragg, and we went to Fayetteville has a minor league team there, and I think in the time that I was there, they went through like 3 different name changes, but before we left, they were called the Fire Ants. And we went anyway. Long story short, we went there, saw a game, and he was telling me that I got like NHL is so much faster, so much more high energy paced, and so I'd like to go see a game. Just it's not the priority.
I love all sports. I know a lot of the biker community doesn't like sports for some reason. I love sports. I don't know why. Sports are awesome.
So okay, you guys tell me this, please. This is going to be for guys that like the rugby thing, because I was watching some rugby. I think it was last summer, and I loved watching it. But what is the point of when they all are like? It's almost like they're like an umbrella
scrum.
It's called a what?
A scrum.
So what is the point of that?
Get the ball, man.
No, okay. I'm saying it's no different than the quarter, them like in American football when they're snapping the ball, the line hits together, and you're trying to figure it out. But for the person who's never seen rugby before, I noticed that, that scrum gets together and then somehow the ball comes out from the side and they start the lateral handoffs.
Yeah.
In the scrum,
gives you a punch up.
You've got to remember that these linemen they're pushing against each other. Yeah. It's a show of force and a show of strength.
Yeah.
And
no shit.
Yeah.
When basically they've got the ball's thrown in by them, they've got to keep that, and they've got to stop the other team from pushing forward, because if they push forward, the ball changes side. So it's basically a sheer show of strength.
It's like a proper punch up in there.
Yeah, definitely.
The first time I saw rugby, I was like, man, American football and any soccer ain't got crap on rugby. I mean, because they don't get the pads. They're still running, not quite the same intensity or level of consistent speed that soccer is, but they're still running it consistently, nonstop. So I was like, man, those guys.
You should look into Australian rules football, Toby. Sorry,
what's that?
You should look into Australian rules football.
Oh,
is there a difference? I mean, seriously, is there a difference between rugby and Australian football?
Australian rules football, mate. You look into that.
Okay,
that's a bit tasty.
Yeah,
that is.
Is New Zealand still the top team in rugby though? Are they still the top dogs?
Nah.
France, Wales.
The All Blacks. I don't think they're allowed to call them that anymore, are they? Are they being called All Blacks anymore?
Yeah.
Wait, Gareth. France barely has an army. You're telling me they've got a collective of people that are in shape to play that?
Say again.
You said France?
Yeah,
France.
Yeah.
I'm like, they barely have an army. You're telling me they've got a collective of physically fit people to play a sports event?
Yeah,
France.
English players playing their clubs.
They don't win much. They're always dropping the ball.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as the game kicks off, they put a white flag in the middle.
And shake hands. Well done, well played.
Iron Dundee.
That's what he's French.
Iron Dundee, you jump in here, man.
Fuck off. I ain't French. I'm an Italian Canadian that happens to live in French Canada. That's all it is. I'm surrounded by French fries, but I'm fucking Anglo as they get.
You're surrounded by what? I'm listening.
The froggies.
So where you live?
I live in Quebec, Montreal.
Okay.
Wow.
Bonsoir.
All right. Comment allez-vous? Rappelez-moi-le.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to call it quits. It's 2:20 in the morning here.
Holy moly.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, pal.
All right, so it was good speaking to you all.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Take care, man. Hey, when is your next break? When do you head back home?
June.
Oh, son of a bitch, man.
June.
That's only a month away, boys. Don't be fucking worrying.
Yeah, but God knows that's a month away from a bike. Could you deal with a month away from a bike?
Yeah, that's bad news.
I'm still waiting for the day. I'm still waiting for the day that I come up here and all the Scotsmans and all the British boys have their buck bass. Man, I want to see it. Just a buck bass chugging challenge.
Yeah. I need Zed to send me a bottle in the post.
Oh man, that's.
Take it easy. See you later, Pop.
Happy travels to you.
The North Americans, we'll get some Four Loko, all the North American guys. So it'll be Four Loko versus buck bass, and who gets more fucked up and trash the fastest.
I guarantee the buck bass wins.
Definitely, hands down.
You guys have not seen Four Loko.
All right, so for me, explain what you just said because I don't know what you're talking about.
Buck bass is a caffeinated wine that's made by monks in England that Scottish hooligans drink so they can headbutt each other with impunity.
Correct. Exactly that. Exactly. That's the greatest description of Buckfast ever.
Yep.
So is that the Canadian version of rugby?
It's a Canadian. It's
a Scottish martial art called "fuck you."
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Wow.
Just think of it as a classy version of Four Loko. It comes in a wine bottle. It looks pretty. Four Loko comes in like a can, So it's kind of like
that. Who's got the kids in the background, by the way? Who's that?
That's.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, I'll be tagging off here in a little bit. Not yet, but they're playing video games, and tonight's usually our game night thing. But
Yeah, I've got the same. Mate. I've my 12-year-old's just coming from school and stuff. So.
Now my 15-year-old brings his Switch in, and we tag on and play something called Smash Brothers or whatever that is, and then playing. I remember old school Nintendo and Mario Kart. Play stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not old school, excuse me. That's
retro.
Retro, yeah.
Revival.
It's not quite vintage or antique yet.
Revival or Icon Collection Mario.
Yeah, we sat there and he brought up his whole game selection on the screen. And I'm like, "Oh, you got Cubert." He's like, "What's Cubert?" I was like, "Shut up!" Or Joust.
Get out.
Or Pin.
As Gen X, when I hear someone say they're bringing in the Switch, I start getting scared because I think of my father's bringing in something to whip my ass with.
Hey, my dad did the same thing. Break a tree branch off, break one little limbs off.
Yeah.
I mean, back, what was it? Who was it? It wasn't a running back. It was one of the football players who got in trouble for spanking his kids a few years back.
I don't remember that one.
Anyway, yeah, they were talking like he used to use spoons and crap to corporal punishment for his kids, and I'm like, okay. My dad used to break branches off trees, and they used to use those wooden stir spoons from the kitchen to whoop my ass. So
my mom broke one off my forehead once.
Yep.
It's like
Fair enough.
like you take that shit away and start talking trash and say people are wrong for it. That's why you got the little brats you have today.
Jesus. Well, listen,
Anyway,
guys,
I won't touch that.
we've been running for 1 hour and 54 minutes, so 2 hours I'll call it a day. So, I've got shit to do. You guys have got stuff to do. So, yeah, go play with kids and stuff,
Oh man, it's like there's a sort of popular saying in Scotland. It's like with the kids, like when I was growing up, and it's like, what do you say to a kid with two black eyes?
Oh,
and the answer's nothing because you've already told them twice.
Yeah, I've not had that for ages. Yeah, that's
Zed, we say that around here when we talk about wives.
Well, I can't be said about that.
The dinner's ready. Yeah, I remember that.
Jesus.
Hey, CDL Nepop, man. The Kubert watch is one thing, but you didn't have it unless you had the lunch boxes, man. Come on, those metal lunch boxes, superhero lunch boxes, Dukes of Hazzard,
The A-Team.
A-Team. Oh my God, yeah.
What was his name? Was it the $1 Million Man?
Yeah, Steve. Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
Steve Stone Cold.
We have the equipment.
The Fall Guy.
We have the technology.
Steve Majors, the Fall Guy. That was it.
That's what it was.
Lee Majors.
Oh,
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors. That's right.
Yeah.
The Fall Guy. Do you remember that?
So,
the Fall Guy. I always wanted his Jeep. His Jeep is amazing.
Oh yeah.
See you later, Sets up, pal. Take it easy, man.
They had a show back in 1969. It only lasted one season. It was my favorite show, and it bummed me out.
Can anyone else agree that Setzer Pendants deserves so much more subs than he's got? Like, we've seen his quality of his video work.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't.
What was the show, Dave? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it was. I think his real name was Michael Parks, and it was a show called Then Came Bronson. He quit his job and he hopped on a Sportster and he traveled around. It was like a drama series. You remember that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the first biker show I ever saw.
Biker show, yeah.
Right.
What was the other one? Battlestar Galactica. Remember Battlestar Galactica?
Wasn't that kind of like one of the first anti-hero, or what do they call that? The anti-hero of the show series type things?
Yeah, I think it was probably because the stigma for bikers since World War II, being, because, and in the 60s especially, I think it was part of it was probably to change the impression of bikers, and say
well, I mean, they already had the damaged reputations from Wild Ones, which was a good one regardless, and from the oh my God.
It's strange that there's not very many. It's kind of weird when you think about it. There's not very many motorcycle movies, you got to admit.
Actually, there's more than you might think.
There's a lot of B and exploitation movies in the 70s and 60s. Yeah, there's a million different kind of Hell's Angels style movies. But I'm talking about modern age, actual good motorcycle movies. Can you name more than 5?
Well, no, because it's not the click. It's not the thing right now. I mean, that's driving me crazy. Help me out here.
Biker Boys.
Fonda and freaking what's his face?
Easy Rider.
I was like something. The name was just getting away from me. But I mean,
there's Easy Rider and there's Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man are the only two biker movies I can think of.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But if you read about,
don't forget Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs, yeah. That was actually pretty good.
It's crazy because Easy Rider actually, I was reading an article about that the other day. Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda actually argued and got into a fight over the movie. They actually, that movie caused the two of them to split from friendship. And when Dennis Hopper, I'm trying to remember what the story was, but when one of them passed away, the family would not let the other one come there to the funeral. They were still on non-speaking terms.
Well, Dennis Hopper died first. Peter Fonda died.
That's what it was. Yeah, so Peter Fonda tried to go, and family would not let him come to the church.
Jesus.
Wow.
Crazy. Well, there you go. It gives you something to watch over the weekend, boys and girls. Is all those old school shows and movies there. So
yeah, I mean, look up how much the budget was for Easy Rider and how much it made. It was like a $1 million budget at the time.
Yeah,
and now it's like made like 80 million something. Wow. It's a crazy amount for what it cost to make it.
Yeah, speaking of that movie, Mohawk Mike lives 15, 20 minutes at the most away from me down in the valley.
No kidding.
And he's old school. He's not been riding as long as me because he's only 47, but he's all of his life. But he's been riding all his life. His dad was a biker and grandpa and all that. And his garage is all biker stuff. And I didn't even notice like the first 3 times I went over there. And I had it when I was a kid. When Easy Riders came out, I bought the poster of Peter Fonda and them on the bikes,
Yeah.
He's got the original poster hanging in his garage. I'm like,
oh, damn.
Are you kidding me, man? It's not in perfect condition, but still, you don't see those anymore.
Yeah. How many of y'all have ever watched Scooter Tramp Scotty on his videos?
Oh, yes. Sure. Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah. I think I've watched a few of his lately, even more so. I mean, some of them are 20 minutes and longer, but it's like, it kind of goes with what you're saying there. It's like the guy's been riding 25 years, and the concept of staying at people's houses across the country, around the world, that's the epitome of what a biker lifestyle is. You don't judge anybody. You're not trying to put people in a demographic or a clique or whatever. You're just free spirit, and you're riding and you're doing whatever. And he even has Wi-Fi.
People need to get rid of preconceptions of everybody and realize that, everyone that rides should be a brother or sister. Like, everyone's on 2 wheels. Everyone wants to ride. It shouldn't be about what you ride. It's about just riding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love my Harley. I love my Harley, but I'm looking at the Spiker has one. He's got the Vulcan Voyager Kawasaki.
Who is it?
I wish she would just ride. She keeps popping up on my Instagram and my phone all the time.
Let's not fucking go there.
Hashtag. She's on every. So what I've done is I started trolling. I went through a couple of the women riders because you've got all these blokes simping on them as well. So I now use their hashtag. The women riders and stuff. So every time I post now, I put hashtag women riders and all this.
She's not the worst.
Pictures of me bent over my bike and stuff and all this.
Yeah, but
get off of my feed.
She's still not the worst, man. The worst is still Meg. I don't care. Meg is still the worst. I will take her over Meg any day of the week.
Really? Who's Meg? Who's that?
Oh God, I'm not.
It's funny. I've chatted with her, and
she's lovely. She's lovely girl.
I personally, this is just me. Okay, whatever your conceptions are, I have tried to reach out to both of them before, and I got immediate responses from Meg.
Well, obviously, she needs the attention, man. I've never seen.
No. I'm not
she's
talking
an
about
oldie
from that
fan.
perspective. I'm just saying, from my experience, you can't forget where you came from. Let's put it that way. And whether you got 10,000 or 100,000 subs, I think that's becoming a factor. Now, I will say this also, and I'll leave it at that. There was, and this isn't for either one of those two, but I don't know if you guys remember back in, what was it, March?
Oh, Meg's motorcycles.
When I was doing yep, she did a ride with that in the passenger seat with that. But back in March, I was doing that whole Women's History Month thing on Instagram, and I was sharing the hell out of just trying. I think even Scouse gave me one to share for. Oh, listen to DeBeard. But I actually had one person. I'm not going to name any names or anything, but this one person, and it's not either one of the two that we're talking about there. One person messaged me separately and said, "Please stop tagging me unless these are about me."
Oh, joking. Is that
nope.
What she said?
Please stop tagging me unless the pictures are about me.
I can guarantee I know who that was.
You might be surprised, but the person was like, they have so many tags and messages they get every day on a daily basis. They have a hard enough time keeping track of that stuff. And I was like, all right, no problem. I get you. I get it. And I respect that. I was just, trying to raise the awareness.
There's an easy fix to this. Start following small channels, leave the big channels alone. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, this goes. Look again. Hashtag motovlog. Get off on my bleeding Instagram.
Fucking hell. Well, listen, boys and girls. On that note, before we start going down the same fucking road we've been down 20 times before, and I start giving it this and getting into trouble, I think we'll end the stream there, boys. It's been good having you all on. I think we've covered some great, topics tonight, especially
Electroglide. Go out and get yourself one.
Yeah,
yes.
Go get yourself an Electroglide.
Yeah.
A fucking revival.
And if you want some nice leather jackets, make sure you press on Military Biker's chat thing or whatever, so he can get a percentage of whatever you buy.
Yeah, man, absolutely, yeah, because they produce some great stuff. So,
and I want a free leather vest because I'm starting to grow.
Well, happy days, mate. You better go speak to the first people and try and get. You might get fucked off like Bert. Exactly, Bert. 2 hours. That's it, mate. I'm trying.
You're going low, man. You're usually 3-4 hours. I was like, when you said you cut it off, I was like, damn. But then you said you got Mama waiting for you, right?
Yeah, well, I've got the boy. She's away, but it's my anniversary.
You said you had a sissy bar to ride or to mess with.
Yeah. Well, it's my wedding anniversary, so I suppose I've got to.
Yeah.
I'm not logging on. I ain't trying to get in the way of your wedding anniversary.
Yep.
Well, anyway, boys, thanks very much for coming on. I appreciate every single one of you for being in the side chat, watching at home, and obviously coming on tonight. So, thank you very much from me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Please remember before you leave to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, just give it a subscribe if you want. If you've enjoyed it, then go and check out my other video that's causing all the ruffles. So, go check it out. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Always a pleasure having you all on. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. When he's back up the new house, I'll be back on again. So, take it easy, guys. Thanks very much for coming on.
Hey, ride safe, y'all. Stay healthy.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, man. See you later, guys. Take it easy. Just me. So, thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Take it easy. Ride safe wherever you are around the world. And remember, you'll never walk alone.